So God granted us this amazing place, St. Mary and St. Anthony Retreat Center, in the middle of the three states geographically.
In Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. And thanks to God, now we have a place for our youth to get together, to spend time together, fellowship, and to create godly friends.
I want all my children, all the families, to be strong and to cover all their needs spiritually, physically, and socially.
I know you got it too.
Provides a great opportunity for youth interaction and experience exchange. Very often our youth feel that they're all alone. They could be the only Coptic person in their school and they feel different. However, when they come and interact with hundreds, if not thousands, of youth from across the diocese, they get to feel that they're not alone and basically feel more comfortable with their identity.
This place can act as a place to bring others to Christ, and also for our own people to bring their friends here and to share God with them.
And it's a dream became true. Through the prayers of His Holiness and all the fathers and all the servants and all the children, we are very happy to have this place, and we're aiming high that it will serve everyone and also to preach for everyone around us in America.
One of the most important things that this retreat center has is the potential for evangelism. And by evangelism, it's not just bringing those outside of the church, but also to strengthen and to establish the faith of our congregations, to hold different conventions, to hold different retreats, to establish the faith of our community.
As we deal with a human being, we deal not only with the spiritual part of it. Every human being, as we know, spirit, soul, and the body. And if we do not nourish each element of the human being, something will be missing.
And I want them to be like lighthouse in this place, to be light to the world for Americans and all the people around us, that this place may serve more people and glorify God more and more, and to spread the great news to everyone.
The total acreage for the area, about 38 acres, and we start to turn this for accommodation, part for the youth, part for the families, and we did whole remodeling. Now we can have a capacity about 72 to 100 of the youth, plus 6 families.
We'll be able to accommodate 140 people for the events or for the sleeping. Also, we have a chapel, which we're using it for liturgy. We have our full kitchen. The kitchen can serve you breakfast, lunch, dinner. We have our menus. It's available and flexible to our congregation. We are looking forward to open to other community as well.
I'm praying that this place will be for God's glory and to spread all the great news to everyone. I'm proud and happy with our children and our families and the services and the effort of our fathers in the diocese. May God bless them, bless all their effort, grant them a fruitful, happy, joyful, peaceful life. And glory be to God now and forever and ever. Amen. God bless you all. Joy, representing the engineering committee, and we're working with Dr. Maximos, Dr. Sanaski, and they are a group of dedicated engineers, and I really thank all the effort being made to reach this slideshow. They went to the place several times, and they made a lot of drawings and ideas to reach this stage. ربنا يباركهم ويعوضهم. Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you. So So thanks everyone for attending. His Grace Bishop Serafim, Bishop of Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Samah Abdrani, Consul General of Egypt, our beloved fathers, and our beloved congregation. Thank you so much for being here today. So on behalf of the Engineering Committee, I'd like to present to you today the Diocese plan for St. Mary and St. Anthony Retreat and Conference Center project. We have a plan to do an expansion to that existing retreat center, and I'll go through this during the presentation step by step. Under the leadership of His Grace Bishop Serafim, the engineering team has started thinking about an expansion project to be able to accommodate all our events in years to come, located at our retreat center in Monroe. The purpose of this project is to expand the retreat center in order to be able to accommodate up to 350 people at the same time, with enough entertainment activities and places for them to sit, to live, and to enjoy. The plan expands as well to cover more than just youth and families attending, but it has a purpose to serve our elder generation as a thank you note for them. We'd love to develop a place for them where they can retire and live healthy under the fellowship of the church and the services. I'll go through the following items in my presentation really quick. It's not going to take too long, only 2 hours and a half. No, I'm kidding. I'll be quick. As we go through this, I'd like to show you what the existing facility look like and what the plan for it to look like. On the left, that's the land we have. It's around 30 acres, 39 acres if you want to be exact. And it's right now we have the existing conference center, we have a church, and that's it. And on the right, you'll see the development plan that we have for this property, where it expands over multiple buildings. We're going to go through this plan step by step. So at the end of this presentation, you should be aware of what's the vision of the team for what needs to be developed on this land. First off, I'll go with the existing facility and what we have today. We have a main chapel that accommodates 120 people. We have 6 family rooms with 2 shared bathrooms, 3 bunk bed cabins that sleeps 72 youth. And then we have, as part of our facility as well, a classroom that holds about 30 people. Inside, we have a cafeteria in the lobby. If people have been there, know very well this area, and it serves all our events at this moment. We have an indoor gym with a basketball court and some weightlifting area and other facilities too. We have an outdoor baseball court and a soccer field. And we have a kitchen that can host up to 150 people all the time. However, with the expansion of our congregation, we start to see limitations to our existing facility. And as you can see on those pictures, those are pictures from the last youth convention, where we had about 300 people attending the youth convention. And if you try to fit 300 people into the existing facility, you can easily bridge the gap. We need about at least 200 seats extra compared to what we currently have in order to be able to accommodate the youth convention for years to come. And that's one of the events that the church is trying, and all the churches and the diocese are trying to accommodate in this place. So that's what we have. Also, we have a limitation when it comes to family rooms. Family with children, where they need more facilities in the existing rooms, and it's not there. So we start to think about this as we go through the presentation. In terms of conference area and classrooms, right now there is the centerpiece conference room that accommodates 30 people, but you try to fit 350 or 300 people in this room, and it's not going to fit. The lobby is very busy, children go in all the time. We don't have place for children to be able, like we're right now sitting in a place and the children are now with us because they're in a separate room having their activities too. This is not existing right now in the facility we have in Monroe. In addition to this, we don't have enough places to have breakout sessions. So if you want to make breakout sessions, work groups, there is no room for this. And the third limitation we have seen is that the indoor facility to allow all these activities to happen is very limited. Right now we have one gym that's indoor, and we can have one activity that's going all the time in this place. We cannot have simultaneous games. We cannot have separate areas for other games to happen and entertain everyone. As you can see on those pictures, again from the convention center, those people playing basketball, they have multiple courts in this facility that we rented for the convention. and we can have multiple games at the same time. So with that understanding, we start looking into the future with a lot of ambitions. So first off, we start to think how we can use or utilize, maximize the utilization of the entire land, and put on this land a state-of-the-art conference center, able to accommodate those people, but also built for years to come with the highest quality possible. And that's what we're going to be looking at in the near future. This is a master plan for what the facility should look like. You can see it's busy. It has maximized the use for this land with everything we need. And we continue to work on this plan and enhance it. So ideas are welcome. If somebody has an idea that you'd like to share with us, those are all welcome. Right now, we are using less than 20% of the land. I think it's even under 50%. So we still have a lot of land to use out of the 39 acres. If you want to know the existing facility, where they are located, they are right here at the bottom left corner. This is the existing church, and that's the existing conference center. So that's only what has been used compared to all the land that we have. The project that we are trying to establish has multiple phases. There's an immediate phase, an intermediate phase, and then long-term vision phase. The immediate phase starts with the church expansion. We need to make the current church expand a little bit more, and we're going to get into the details of this to accommodate the people to come. And then we need to start working on the accommodation and the conference center and the second stage to that. Then we need to look into all the indoor facilities we have, and then all the other phases themselves. I'll go through them one by one. So bear with me. I'll be talking about every single picture that you see on this slide, okay? The first one, the immediate phase, is the expansion of the current church. Right now, the church accommodates 120 people. The plan is to make it accommodate at least 300 people. With this plan, we're going to bring our traditions back, so the church will look into our traditional Orthodox churches. And by doing so, we're also adding a baptistry and a choir room. So families, when they go there, everybody can enjoy the liturgy and then feel accommodated in this place. The plans for this phase is to take place very, very soon. We're talking within a few months, we should start this plan, and it should be done within a year from today. In yellow, those are the additional areas, and then the side, that's kind of a snapshot of how it looks like. Coming into the very first phase of the conference center remodeling, it consists of building a new conference center with an auditorium that can accommodate up to 350 people. The total conference center will be 120 rooms. Those rooms will be able to take up to 4 adults per room. We're talking about bedroom suites, so families may be able to find a fridge, microwave, and other amenities. And the projection completion date for this work is summer of 2025. That's the vision that we currently have. The second thing that we'd like to add to this existing facility is more indoor sports area. So we have a plan to include an indoor swimming pool, an indoor soccer field, an indoor tennis court, and keeping the existing outdoor facility, the outdoor, we're going to have to move the outdoor soccer field and the outdoor baseball field. This particular slide is very interesting for a lot of us. Again, as I said, as a thank you note for our elders, we'd like to establish 42 fully equipped units for independent seniors to live in a Christian-based community, walking distance from a church where they have a resident on-site nurse all the time to take care of them, and also regular spiritual service up to 2 times a week. It's very important for our generations to kind of coordinate. So it will be providing a great opportunity for all the generations to interact in this place and in this facility. And in order for this facility to be able to self-sustain, we have a plan to also incorporate into this facility a greenhouse, poultry, and a barn and agricultural area to make sure that this place can sustain itself for years to come, as the plans. Last, I would like to add that we have a plan as well to purchase the land near to the existing land, about 30 acres. We're still in negotiations, I don't know what the stake is, but with your prayers, that's what we need for the growth of our congregation. Now let's get into a little bit more details about the sequencing and what we need to do in the next step in order to have those beautiful facilities built. The first phase is the construction of the conference center. When I talk about the conference center, it's not just the building that you see on the screen, but it's the auditorium as well that will have to be fully equipped to accommodate the 350 individuals that we target by this project. It's the parking lots, it's the retention pond, it's all the infrastructure that we need to have to establish more buildings in this time. That's the immediate phase. The expected cost is around $8 million, and the target schedule for this is summer 2022 to summer 2024 with your support and prayers. This will include completing 60 rooms of the 120. Call this the North Wing. So the North Wing should be in 2 years ready to host people. Phase 2 of the work is completing the South Wing, which will accommodate 20 more rooms, which will increase dramatically the capacity of hosting people in our retreat center. It will also be building the indoor sports arena. So the indoor soccer field, the indoor tennis court, the indoor swimming pool. So the plan is for this place when families go there, or youth, or anybody go there, to be able to spend some good time and enjoy all the activities that is out there. Phase 3, we call it the self-sustaining phase. This is where we're going to have to build the greenhouse, the agriculture area, and do all the outdoor work, basically. As you can see here, we are targeting a lot of facilities to be built in this phase. We're planning to do it in summer of 2026 and on, and the cost of this phase is around $5 million. And lastly, this is the most important phase of all, the independent senior living facility. They expect the cost to be around $15 million for this phase, and it's scheduled now for summer of 2028. The scope of work, as I said, includes 42 units, fully equipped, additional parking lot, and facilities to accommodate the senior living. And that brings me to the conclusion. So I hope I was brief on you, try to walk you through all the steps one by one. There'll be time for questions if you have any at the end of this quick presentation. But when I conclude this, I'd like to thank everybody who contributed to all the effort that you see on the screen. Dr. Athanasios Nosri, he's with us today, I think, somewhere. And Mark and Abuna Maximos, of course, Harold, the designer of the project. All great people. They put a lot of effort in what's going on. And that's why I want to show. What you see here on the screen is a rendering from the back of the property with all the development, and to the left is the sports arena. The numbers, when you see that, oops. I wrote this. Sports arena to the left. Then we have the conference center. The existing facilities right there, that's the senior living. And you can see everybody lives together in this head. I think the project is promising. When you ask yourself why you put so much effort in a project like that, you have to think about the youth and generations to come. We're trying to build something for generations to come, for our children, for our parents, for everybody engaged. And it takes a lot of effort from us to be able to get to that point. But I'm sure with Sayyid's prayers and all your prayers, we should be able to get to that point very soon. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for listening for this presentation, and I'd like to welcome any easy questions. Leave the hard one for Sayyid. Okay? So,